Hey, Harvey the Silver Fox here. We're at the Lake Powell, Page, Arizona.
Wahweap Marina.
What's the name?
Wahweap Marina.
Okay. And we're going to take a little tour of the marina here, and
we're looking at the fishing dock here and the fountain over here on the right.
okay.
We're looking towards the marina here and the different houseboats that are here. Variable sizes and shapes and names. Some with their power boats tied to the back of their houseboat. The jet skis that they have.
Let's see, they have really, some of them have really strange names. Some have names that they've kind of named after their business. A lot of entrepreneurs out here.
Yes, it's a busy day today. It's a Monday morning. Houseboats are moving to the fuel dock and the pump out dock to get ready for their next trip.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet today. Yesterday the waves, I mean, it was actually whitecaps on the lake, wasn't there? So we didn't go out yesterday. So we're coming up here. Where's that, Pete? And it's called the
Living Our Dream.
Living Our Dream. You got 4 jet skis on the back, kind of anchored. So how large is this boat, Ted?
75 feet by 22 feet. Here comes the skipper liner heading right for us.
Oh, that's, yeah, we don't want to get, he's bigger than us. Okay.
Yep. No, we're looking at Living Our Dream. It's a reverse floor plan with an 18-foot sliding window looking out on the lake. We're going past it. Now we're looking at Crystal Angel, which is the big yacht on the boat, on the lake here.
Crystal Angel. Now, what does he do, the owner of this? The big yacht there?
I believe he is in hazardous waste management.
Okay.
You can pan out to the lake. You can see some of the topography out here on the lake. You got Navajo Mountain, Castle Rock.
The Navajo Mountain right there.
Tower Butte.
Tower Butte.
Now we're here looking at the side of Crystal Angel. It's 105 feet long.
Now
four decks.
4 decks. Now you said he spent some money to add on to the end of it?
Yeah, he spent a couple $1 million just adding on 20 feet to the back end of it.
There you go, Crystal Angel 2.
And next door to him, and the next slip, he's got lifts, hydraulic lifts for his boats to keep them out of the water.
So what's that slip cost per month for him, you think?
$1,205 a month.
Okay. So we got some water slides here on the end of the boat.
There's where Canyon Odyssey is birds. Here's King's High, another big houseboat like ours.
King's High.
God, I love that boat.
And you almost have to have another boat, smaller boat, hooked onto your big houseboat, because when you take it out on the lake, you need something to drive around, don't you?
Get around, yeah.
Yeah, get around.
Call them a get-around boat, right, Ted?
A
Yeah.
get-around boat.
There's a nice little Somerset, the Wanderer, named after the San Juan River.
And Ted, which one did we look at the other day?
That was Canyon Odyssey.
Canyon Odyssey, okay.
Now we're looking at the marina and the Marina Store, and all the services that they offer. They've got a restaurant there. It's open all summer and usually on the weekends this time of year.
I talked to one of the employees. They said they have 2 million visitors during the season.
There's a friend of ours here that owns this boat here, Doctor's Orders.
I'm assuming he's a doctor?
No, he just the doctor told him he needs to spend more time on the boat.
Okay.
Here is another boat that Matt pilots his checkout time. It's at Bravada. It's a piece of crap. But,
That's right. We talked about that. The Nevadas they look kind of neat on the outside, but they're
not built very well structurally.
Yeah.
There's a nice Stardust here.
Yeah.
And another big Stardust here.
Stardust is a better boat?
It's a good boat, yeah. Stardust and Somerset are two really good boats. I've never seen that boat before.
What, the rocker
down?
Rocker down?
It's the first time I've seen that boat. But it doesn't look like it's a new boat.
Okay.
Stardust and Somerset and Thoroughbred all merged into one company. So there's a Somerset here. Yada yada yada.
Yada yada yada. That's kind of a small boat compared to yours, isn't it?
Well, it looks like it's 20 foot wide, and it's got 3 decks, but the third deck is smaller. But
Yeah.
it's a nice boat.
It's Port of Las Vegas, Nevada.
That's probably $1 million boat right there. That yacht there.
That yacht there is $1 million boat.
Yeah. You can pan over to the fuel docks and the pump out docks. You can see all the boats lined up. Canyon Odyssey's over there getting pumped out now after fuel.
It's a busy morning over there.
Yep.
It's typically busy on Monday mornings, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone's coming back for the long weeks.
Yes.
Spyglass.
Crack a Noon Saloon here.
Crackanoon Saloon. Now any idea what he does?
I have no idea. No, don't know him at all. Could be a bartender.
Could be a bartender.
Own a bar.
Could own a bar. Waterfront property. Gilbert, Arizona.
Gilbert, Arizona, yeah. There's a big boat here. Got 3 decks with a cover. It's a Bravada.
Bravada.
22 by 75. Same size as our boat.
What do you think? That's $1.5 million there?
Yeah, probably. A good $1.5 million, yeah.
Well, that's what your boat would list for.
Well, nowadays, yeah, our boat would probably sell for $1.5 million.
Yeah, $1.5 million, yeah. Canyon Drifter.
There's another skipper liner, and that looks to me like an aluminum hull. I never have seen a skipper liner with an aluminum hull before. It looks aluminum to me.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, this one's sticking out big time here. It's a long one.
Which one? This one here?
The one we just passed.
They're all 75. This is Bravada 1. This was the first Bravada ever built. It was built at the same time that our boat was built, and they never finished it. And it was built by Somerset, and Somerset went out of business, and
Okay.
There's a long story to that boat. Some guy was towing it out here, and he went under an underpass and knocked the top fly bridge off, and he got it stuck under the underpass and just dropped the trailer and left.
Really?
On the freeway, yeah. They had to pull it out of there and put it in a parking lot, and then they had to get a fence company to put a fence around it and lock it, and security guards, so nobody come in to steal everything.
Living the dream.
Here's living the dream. This was what we were originally going to call our boat, and I saw this come into town about 2 months before we finished our boat, and we had to change our name. I just happened to be up here and saw that boat come into town. That was a skipper liner.
Desert Star. Taking Time. That's
Animal House.
Animal House. The
Oops, here comes the Houseboat.
Here comes a big one coming in here.
Paradise Found.
Now, some of these bigger boats, you have to have a pilot to get out of the marina, right?
Yeah.
There he goes.
Moving into its slip. It's a Stardust. An older Stardust. This is that Destination Yachts. Here's the winches for their jet skis there.
So this big hunker is going to pull jet skis.
Yeah, this is built in Indiana.
This is the one that looks really sleek, but it's actually, the quality's not that good.
You know, I haven't been inside of one of them. The Amish in Indiana do all their cabinetry work.
Okay.
But normally they build pontoon boats. That's the first monohull boat I've seen out of them. We probably don't need to go down through here. These are all just power boats.
Okay. Now you're the president of the yacht club?
Yeah, I'm the Commodore of the
Commodore, okay.
Lake Powell Yacht Club.
I got to get the words, all the terms right. Commodore of the Yacht Club.
So anybody that's interested in being on Lake Powell should join the Lake Powell Yacht Club, as it benefits all the boat owners here on the lake, and it's very reasonable, $120 a year to be a member.
Yeah, compared to everything else that costs out here, that's pocket change.
Yeah. Here's your Mistress right here. That's a nice boat. That's over $1 million boat.
$1 million boat. So you can buy in and become an owner of these boats.
Yeah,
for shares.
Different boats, you can buy a share for as little as $4,000 to $5,000 up through $100,000.
Okay. And of course they have yearly maintenance fees.
There's no place like Lake Powell. It's beautiful, it's unique, and it's ever changing.
I know we were out Saturday and you said that the shoreline on Lake Powell, so if you stretch it out, it's actually the length of California and Oregon and Washington, or just California?
No, the whole west coast.
The whole west coast.
It's actually longer than the west coast.
Longer than the west coast of the United States.
Yeah. Different boats move in and out. They move around and change slips. There's a pontoon boat there.
So he's got his little pontoon boat hooked to his houseboat.
Here's an old Yacht houseboat. This is one of the original houseboats on Lake Powell.
Wow.
Somebody's converted.
So that's what they used to look like.
Yeah. That's a 36 footer there. And those were the mainstream up here in the 70s and 80s, before these bigger boats started being built. My girls here. For my girls, yeah. We went on that houseboat when we were building ours. We took a look at it. Like it was for sale, and it's got a different name now, so the owners changed the name on it. But it was a nice boat, except the colors were pink and green inside.
Pink and green.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. We could have bought that boat for about $700,000. We didn't like the colors.
I know that you have designed your boat from scratch, and you took us on a tour the other day. I mean, it's unbelievable what you've done to that boat and how you put everything together.
Well, we had input from all of our owners, and it all came together as we worked together as a team to design different aspects of the boat. And the color coordination was done by one owner. The mechanical part of it was, I was heavily involved in that. And it was a group effort for sure. And
so you have on your boat, you have 3 bathrooms.
5 bedrooms,
5
3
bedrooms,
bathrooms, 3
okay.
levels.
You have a basement. I get a kick out of the basement.
Storage, all the storage you ever want. We got a 14-foot dining room table.
You got 2 refrigerators, dishwasher.
4 ice makers. Got plenty of ice, never run out of ice.
Water filtration.
Dual redundant water filtration systems.
2 generators.
2 22.5 kW generators. 2 350, 300 horse Mercury Super Mag engines.
You have slate tile on the floor.
And on the walls in the main salon. Here's another this is an original old Kayak boat here. Here's one that's been updated. Those were the original rental boats on the lake. Lakeview built a lot of boats, and their owner died about 10 years ago, and the business stopped building boats.
Dock potato.
Yeah.
Dock potato.
As you can see, there's unique names to all of these boats. And there's Lake It Easy.
Lake and Easy.
Old Eagles song, if you remember. Lake It Easy.
That's right. There was. There's a Doc Holiday.
The Doc Holiday. Wyatt Earp, I think he's waving over there.
Now, you took us out fishing the other day, and of course you live, eat, and breathe fishing, hunting, etc., etc. So you know how to do it.
We had fun, caught some smallmouth bass. Some nice smallmouth bass.
Yeah. In fact, it was, I think it was about 2 pounders. But anyway, it's the same old saying, you know, you actually get kind of bored catching them. Now, didn't you say that there was a time when You caught like 160 of them?
Oh yeah, you can catch 200 fish a day.
200 fish a day.
If you know what you're doing, you can catch 200 fish a day. Here's an old boat that's been converted into a good ship lollipop. Looks like an old river cruise boat.
Yeah, steamer, yeah.
There's Wind Down. It's a big boat from Prescott, Arizona. There's Dances with Waves. We saw that the other day.
Yep. What's that say? Time enough for love.
San Francisco. There's a couple of Indian themed boats, Kokopelli and Dreamcatcher. There's another boat from San Francisco, Arizona Sunrise.
So we checked on the price of gas this morning. What's the price of gas out here?
Gas on the lake here at Wahweap Marina was $5.23 for regular and $5.95 for premium. There's a boat, Jumpin' Jack Splash. There's some Lakeview boats in Somerset.
So when you fill up your houseboat, what's that, like a $7,000?
Depending on how big a gas tanks your boat has on them. Normally on a trip, our owners usually spend about $4,000 to $5,000 in gas on a trip. It's happy hours.
So if somebody wanted to just rent your boat for a week, just rent it, what would it go for? Because you can rent boats out here.
Yeah, but you can't rent the private boats, but if you were to rent a boat like that, if they had one, it'd be $20,000 a week.
$20,000 a week. And I know you looked up some boats for rent out here, and they were averaging, what, about $5,000 a week, up to $10,000 a week?
Yep. Depending on the amenities and the size of the boat. And that doesn't include your insurance, your gas, your food, everything else that comes along with it. That's just the basic boat. It doesn't come with any jet skis, any trail-along boats. Here we're coming out to the end of the breakwater, and we're looking at Castle Rock out on the lake here right now in front of us. That's
right there.
It's a big landmark from the old movie The Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston.
Now on Castle Rock, yeah, Saturday there's actually, it's called Antelope Island, right?
Yes, that's Antelope Island.
And there's actually a way to get through on the other side of Antelope Island from Castle Rock. And when the water is low, it's difficult to get through, right?
Yeah, you can't get through the cut there, so you have to go around by the dam and take the old river channel around, and it takes you an extra hour longer. So they've dredged that Castle Rock cut out to where you can save yourself an hour on your trip up lake.
So that boat we seen, Crystal, what was the name of it?
Crystal Angel 2?
Yeah. The entrepreneur who happens to have a business in hazardous waste. What did he do?
Well, they said that he provided the equipment to dredge out an extra 20 feet here about 7 years ago when the lake was down in elevation to where you could get in there with equipment. There's no fish in this lake. Here's a boat that's been marooned for a long time right here at the slip. Here's one that's got amnesia.
Amnesia?
And we're looking at the very back of the marina here, as far out as it goes. This is O&P dock. There's Big Mac 3 Another bravado owned by the guy that established McDonald's.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, that's a tidbit information you'd never hear from. Really? Yeah.
Here's another Somerset, 20 foot wide. Another lake view. Living Easy, that's been around a while. There's a Neil Young song, Harvest Moon, Flagstaff.
The Hideout.
Yep, there's a hideout. That's a skipper
That's a big
line.
boat.
That's a skipper liner too. That's 22 by 75. Got 3 decks. Actually, it probably has 4 decks.
Yeah, you're right. 4 decks all the way up to. Look at that. How tall that is. Sticks above everybody else.
There's always somebody wanting to outdo the
Right.
the latest boat with the longest and the newest and the newest designs.
Yeah, it's always somebody that wants to build their home on the above everybody else on that mountain.
There's an appropriate name for a boat, Hole in the Wallet.
Hole in the wallet.
Named after Hole in the Wall, which is a landmark on the lake, Hole in the Rock, where the Mormons came down from Utah and they were being chased, and they blasted out and took their mules and wagons down this cut called Hole in the Rock and crossed the Colorado River into Arizona.
Now, when I panned out, when we first started, that's actually Utah's. We can actually see Utah, right?
Yeah, we're right on the Arizona-Utah border.
Right.
I'm going to go over here to Pier 111, which is where the new fancy boats are going. They wanted us to go over there. That's $3,000 a month.
$3,000 a month. Yeah, because there's 3 of them right there.
It's $3,000 a month to rent the space there, and you get 2 slips, one for your big boat and one for your jet skis and your little boat.
And the little boats, you've got a little boat, and you said your little boat is a Chaparral?
26-foot Chaparral.
And
Yeah.
$80,000. That's the little boat. Okay.
I don't know if I've ever seen this boat here either. This looks like somebody bought a boat down in Kentucky and brought it in. That looks like about a 90-foot boat.
Now we're on your Lund bass boat, and of course we've got it in Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota. Lund, of course, is the name brand to buy for a bass boat from Minnesota.
Here's a No Fear boat. That's Jamie Middleton owns that boat. She's the owner of No Fear Clothing Company. She's had her boat on the lake for a lot of years.
Yeah, she contacted somebody in town about completely redoing her cabinets on the boat.
On the second deck.
On
there.
the second deck, yeah.
There's a Murphy bed that pulls down up there, and on the second deck, and the cabinets, and the kitchen, and everything.
Wow, look at these boats. These things are humongous.
Yeah, that silver one's a new one. I haven't seen that one.
Wow.
So this is the high dollar dock, $3,000 a month. Pier 111 that they just built last year. They're starting to fill it up with boats now.
Now, are those Honda?
Jet skis. I
Jet
think
skis?
those are Yamahas.
Those are Yamahas? I know you have Hondas.
We have Hondas, and you get premium cart service down here, and you can have your own cart on the dock here.
Well, for $3,000 a month, you should get something.
Yeah. This is the latest boat. I think it's 118 feet long. It's the longest boat on the lake.
The longest boat on the lake. Look at that.
I don't even know the manufacturer. It's either Bravada or Adonis.
That's a Bravada.
Yeah, I think that's a Bravada too. And
Redemption.
there's a Somerset, just like our boat, only it's a smaller boat. I can't believe they're paying $3,000 a month. Here's Bravada, here's an Adonia. Those boats are built in St. George, Utah. This new Adonia over here, the gray one, they're built in St. George, Utah.
And there's, I'll hold it up, there's Utah right there. That big mountain right there.
Here's a smaller boat, the Pearl.
Well, it's probably his second boat. Wow, look at that monster there. Unbelievable.
And that's probably 90, 95 feet long.
There's the water slide.
Yep. It's a brand new boat this year.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
This is a pretty long boat here. Family Matters. It's a thoroughbred.
What do you mean by thoroughbred?
That's the manufacturer of the boat.
Oh, okay. Now we're back at the
This is the Latitude 37, the restaurant here at the marina. There's one of the fountains, and one of the fountains here is not working.
well, for $3,000 a month, they better get right on it.
Yeah.
Per slip.
But that's a 3-deck boat there.
Wow.
So as you can see, there's a huge diverse fleet we have here at Lake Powell. From budget boats to lifestyles with the rich and famous. Here's the mechanic shack here for the Aramark, where they store all their tools and their parts for working on boats.
Now this is one of 2 marinas, right?
Now there's 3 marinas on the lake.
Oh,
there's
3.
actually 4, but one of them's out of the water now. So you have Bullfrog and Hall's Crossing, which are 90 miles up the lake. And this is Wahweap Marina here. And there's a boat that's got a little docked wages. Here's an original 36-foot Kayak boat that originally was on the lake. So you can see the difference in the designs that have
I mean, that was
culminated
like a true houseboat there.
Yeah, over 40 years of
Yeah.
houseboats. And then you can see all the fancy ski boats and wakeboard boats that everybody.
Now, we talked about ski boats the other day, and when you buy a ski boat, that's basically all you can use it for, right? It doesn't really work for fishing or...
No, it's designed for a specific purpose of wakeboarding. There's and water skiing, and but mainly the wakeboard boats are for wakeboarding.
Okay.
And here's a speedboat over here on the left here. Magic power boats. So those are real noisy. Oh, they got the garbage dumpster they got back now.
Oh, they did, yeah.
Here's the garbage barges here where they take the garbage and the recycle materials and take them off the lake.
Yeah. Looking good.
There's some empty slips here where the boats are out
Yep.
on the lake, enjoying the lake.
We are
It's a beautiful day here.
it is, it's gorgeous.
Here's a boat called Aquanuts. That's owned by a company up here that does work on the boats.
Why not?
It's a lake view. It looks like it's about a 55 to 60 foot boat by 16. It's an older lake view. Here's endless fun. You can have endless fun here at this lake.
Now the Centurion, what does that typically sell for?
Oh, that's a $100,000 boat.
It's a $100,000 boat.
Yeah. Look at all the fenders on this escape hatch.
Lots of fenders.
Yeah. Here's another old 36-foot Kayak. This is similar to the first boat I ever rented up here. Was a 43-footer Kayak. Over here on the left is the Coast Guard, the National Park Service and their boats.
Grit? Oh yeah.
Gal talking to her boyfriend on top of the Southern Belle there.
Okay.
Oh, there's a German boat here, far from working.
A lot of Europeans visit Page and Lake Powell, don't they?
And make the grand circle all through the Utah and Arizona, through Monument Valley and Arches and Zion and
Now this is
Bryce
considered
Canyon.
the north part of the Grand Canyon, right?
yes. This is Glen Canyon. This isn't
Right, this
part,
is- yeah.
this isn't part of the Grand Canyon. This is Glen Canyon. The whole lake is part of the Glen Canyon recreation area. Here are the rental slips that you can tie your personal boat up and rent for a night or a week or however long you want to rent it. And again, you can see the various Park Service boats over here that patrol the lake, and there's the Coast Guard is over there also. And looking up on the hill there, you can see the Park Service offices here, and the housing for the Park Service is up there where they live. And looking back here, you can see the resort, the Wahweap Resort Hotel, where many guests stay.
That's a big resort, isn't it?
It's got a lot of rooms.
Is that in the park?
It's all in the park, yes.
Okay, so but it's run privately.
There's a concessionaire, just like
Right,
all our
right.
national parks. There's a
Right.
concessionaire, and Aramark has the concession for Lake Powell.
And Airmark is the one that owns this marina.
They own the infrastructure, but it actually belongs to the National Park Service.
Right.
And we're looking over here at the stacks of the power plant, Navajo Generating Station. It's a coal-fired plant that's due to shut down at the end of the year.
So I see there's only 2 stacks working, so
Only 2 units online right now. So, and you can look at the smoke going straight up, and you can tell it's not a windy day like it was all weekend.
And that right next to it to the left is Navajo Mountain, right?
No,
It's not it?
That's not Navajo Mountain's over here.
Over here, okay, that's right.
No, that's just a big mesa up there in Navajo land. You're looking at the Navajo Indian Reservation.
Okay.
And here's a break in the breakwater where the boats on this side will go out and begin their trip. And as you pan over here towards the city of Page, the dam is down that way that made this beautiful lake. It was built in the early 60s.
So Glen Canyon Dam, is that right?
Glen Canyon Dam, yes.
Okay.
A lot of people, especially the Sierra Club, tried to keep the dam from being built, and eventually they agreed to let them build the dam here so they wouldn't build a dam in the Grand Canyon, so they acquiesced to Glen Canyon. And they're not happy about it, but they did it. The girl getting ready to drive off the dock to the lake.
She's kind of stuck there, isn't she?
Huh?
She's kind of stuck.
She has no power turn. It's tough to turn those big tires on that dock.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make our way back to the houseboat.
Now that's right there.
That's Tower Butte. That's Tower Butte.
That's
That
Power View.
Tower Butte there looks like Devil's Tower in northeastern Wyoming.
Probably not going to get a good shot of it on this because I haven't figured out how to zoom in and zoom out. Okay, Kevin's going to help me out. Yeah, I can't see those little ones over here. Oh, never mind. Yep. There's
Another boat coming out. Probably going over to the pump out and fuel docks to get ready for another trip.
Now you're getting ready to see Navajo Mountain.
There you go. That's what I was after, Navajo
And
Mountain.
you'll get, when we get around the corner, here's a boat with an airplane on it called Crop Duster. I wonder what he does for a living.
I wonder.
There's Navajo Mountain now.
There's Navajo Mountain, yeah.
Navajo Mountain, 10,300 and something feet high. Sacred mountain of the Navajo Nation.
And you cannot go on the Navajo Mountain, right?
Oh, you can hike on it.
Oh, you can.
And at the base of Navajo Mountain is Rainbow Bridge, the largest natural arch in the world. It's also on Navajo land. There's a wakeboarder standing up and bouncing up and down there with the music going.
Life is good. Oh, talking about that, the other day we seen an ambulance and helicopters come in, and I mean, people have accidents on this lake, don't they? Quite often.
They do. They get crazy out here, but then things do happen. There's been 4 or 5 drownings this year alone on the lake, which is not unusual, but the number of drownings is unusual. Usually there's 2 or 3 a year. Well, there's been 5 or 6 this year. Our boat was in a canyon 2 years ago, and in that canyon somebody drowned. They fell off their jet ski and didn't have a life jacket on and drowned.
And you know, we've heard this several times from a lot of people, including me and your wife. I can swim.
Yeah.
If you fall off and bash your head in.
Most of us our age haven't swam in a while.
Right.
And the stress is put on by not you being used to swimming. You think you can swim, but there's somebody with a vacuum cleaner cleaning the boat. Boats have a quick turnaround up here, sometimes less than 6 hours between trips, and they've got to be cleaned, fueled, and pumped out and ready for the next owner to go out 6 hours after it comes in.
Now right there, is that Utah?
That's all Utah over
Right there,
on that
right
side.
on that side over there.
And we're looking at the buoy field out there. There's a number of boats out there in the buoy field.
Explain the buoy field.
The buoy field is just another means of keeping a boat on the lake there, but if you're on a buoy, you don't have any electricity or water, no utilities out there, but it's a lot cheaper.
It's like $500 a month.
Yeah, $400 to $500, depending on the size of your boat. There's another big Chris Craft boat that's going out with a dog. Go-go dancer there.
Go dancer.
He's got a stripper pole on.
Stripper pole on the third deck. All right.
And we've got a good view of the Wahweap Hotel up here. And to the right is the restaurant and the lobby for the hotel. And the restaurant has a panoramic view of the lake and Castle Rock.
No.
All windows up there. Oh, you look out, the boat ramp is up over here on the right, and there's a waste management truck over there emptying all of the trash containers.
And the owner probably has a boat out here, a houseboat. A $2-3 million houseboat.
And panning over here to the right here, there's some of the lake boats that go on the dinner cruises and the cruises to Antelope Canyon and Navajo Canyon and Rainbow Bridge. And we're making our way back to our home base here, and we'll be here in about a minute, tie up our boat, conclude our little tour of Wahweap Marina.
All right, this is great. Remind me to tip you.
Yeah. Just give me enough so I can buy into Canyon Odyssey.
So in other words, owning your present boat. Now you've actually owned quite a few boats out here. Right? How many boats have you owned?
Just two.
Just two. Okay.
2 houseboats.
There's Crystal Angel 2. We're back here again.
That's the standard everybody aspires to be.
Yep, right there.
Hey, I'm happy with what we have.
Yeah, yours is awesome. Your boat is awesome.
Never imagined having something so nice.
Mm-hmm.
And with so many nice people, we own it together. There's a black truck from Big Water Boat Storage. They're coming to pick up a rental boat that they rented. They're in Big Water, Utah, and they have a huge storage facility and store boats. We stored our Chaparral there for a number of years.
Living our dream. Okay, there we go. So we got the very top up there.
Yep, there's a 50-foot sun deck.
50-foot sun deck.
all kinds of chairs and lounge chairs to view the moon and the stars and catch some rays during the day.
Okay, we're gonna tie our bass boat to the dock, and with that said, this is Harvey the Silver Fox. Go to HarveySilverFox.com.
You can just grab a hold. Grab this back rope.
And that will conclude our tour.
You need help?